We are the Israelites according to the Bible, the blacks, Hispanics, and the Native Americans. And it's time for us to realize what the Most High God has in store for you. The Most High God said, you are his favorite people on the planet Earth. Hey, bro, have you ever heard that God said that you are his favorite people on the planet Earth? Can I show you what God got in store for you if you keep his commandments? Why you not going to read that Daniel 4:17 again? Davion, watch this. I'm just to show you some information that you would never learn in the church. Come check out my signs up here, right? We're going to show you some information that the church is not teaching, right? I'm Eleazar, right? Have you ever heard of the Israelites? You know anything about the Bible? You know, you heard of the Israelites? You know who the Israelites are? You don't know who the Israelites are. So we got some things to teach you, David. This is the best news you've ever got, right? So let me show you some real quick that they just read. Read that again. Daniel chapter 4, verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the Holy One. So this is going to happen. This is God's demand. God demanded this to happen. Read. To the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. So we are in the condition that we are in because the Most High wants us to know we ain't in charge. At one point, we was at the top of the world. But God had to humble us because, you know, when people get a little power, what do? They get big-headed, right? And so you don't got kids, right? You look young. You got kids? Your kids, right? But when your kids start overstepping their boundaries, what you got to do? You got to put them in their place, right? You got to humble. So God said he wanted us to know that he is the power on the earth. Read. And giveth it to whomsoever he will. And he can make whoever rule the planet he want to rule the planet, right? He wanted us to rule the planet, but we got high-minded. You remember, you heard of King David? You heard of King Solomon? Right, we was at the top of the world at that point. But our people started getting high-minded and forgetting who put us at the top of the world, right? So what do you do? Read. And set it up over it, the basis of men. He said he set it up over it, the basis of men. So go to Job 9:24. Who is ruling the earth right now? What race of people rules the earth right now? The white man, right? So God said he was going to set up, in order to humble his chosen people, he was going to set up the basis of all men to rule over them, because he, just to show the Israelites that he controls who's in charge, right? Because you can kind of get cocky when you David, Solomon, the richest man ever won. He had over 1,000 wives. Your mind can go off. So God was like, okay, I'm going to have to take my children and humble them down, right? And set up the people at the bottom of the barrel. The white man was not even, Job, in the book of Job, he said he wasn't even worthy to sit with our dogs. Right. But God said, the one who ain't worthy to sit with your dogs, just to put you in your place, I'm going to put him over you, right? And this is what happened. Read. Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He said the earth is given to the hands of the wicked, right? So if we look at that, if we know who won the earth, you just said it, the white man, right? How did they get the earth? By war, right? They killed people, they genocide. They killed over 100 million Native Americans in America to take their land. Put them on the Trail of Tears and all that, right? Put them on reservations. They brought us over here on slave ships. They never did nothing righteously. They were the wicked. He said the earth is going to be run by the wicked, which is the same as that base people. Read. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. He said he covered the faces of the judges thereof, right? So the judges in this Bible are the Israelites, right? So if you look at the Israelite, if you had to guess who the Israelites are today, would you say it's the people that live in Israel, the Jews over there, the so-called Jews and the yarmulkes and all that? Right. So that's what this Bible is telling. You just fulfilled prophecy because it says he covered the faces of the judges thereof. Now you got to figure out who the true judges, because the one who took over the world, they changed the faces. They got us thinking, who is this right here? Huh? God. They got us thinking this white man is God. Right. That God looks like them. That's what the scripture's saying. They cover the faces of the judges. Give me Deuteronomy 28. So now I got to show you who the true judges on the earth are, right? Because that's a mystery now. Nobody knows who the Israelites are. They say the lost tribes. You know what I'm saying? So now we got to show with the Bible who the Israelites are, who the true judges whose faces have been covered, right? Read this. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. Bring it out. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. So this is when Moses was bringing the Israelites out of Egypt. You heard of that, right? Where he split the Red Sea and brought them out. He said it's going to, and remember at that time, God just did a miracle. We at the top right now. nobody want to bother us because God just worked a miracle for us. But he said it's going to happen in the future if you don't listen to these words that I'm telling you. Read.
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
And that's the word of God. He said if you don't listen to these statutes and commandments that I'm giving you, what's going to happen?
That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
I'm going to put curses on you. Is a curse a good thing? If somebody put a curse on you, is it a good thing or a bad thing? It's a bad thing, right? So God told the Israelites, if y'all don't keep my commandments, I'm going to put these curses upon you. And they're going to overtake you, not going to be able to shake you, right? Give me 46 real quick. Watch this.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign.
He said these curses are going to be upon you for a sign, right? What does a sign do? It show you something, right? So God told the Israelites, if y'all break my commandments, I'm going to put these curses upon you, and by these curses, they're going to be a sign for you to know who the Israelites are in the last days, right? Read.
And for a wonder, right? And upon thy seed forever.
And it's going to be upon your children forever. So this is the Israelites thousands of years ago. God said, I'm going to put these curses on you, and it's going to keep following your seed forever, right? So today in 2022, we can read these curses in this Bible, and it's going to be the sign to show us who the Israelites are today, right? So I'm going to go through a couple curses with you, and you tell me who these fit. Read 16.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 16.
Hold up, I like baseball. You like baseball? You watch baseball before? Nah, but okay, we're going to play baseball. You understand the rules of baseball. 3 strikes and you out, right? So we're going to pull 3 of these curses out of here, right? It's the Bible, if you pay attention, from verse 15 to verse 68 is curses.
Right.
But we're going to pull 3 of these curses just to prove who the Israelites are. So on one hand, you got the people that's over there called the Jews. And on the other hand, I pick you. You the other team, right? So we're going to take these 3 situations and see, does it fit you or does it fit the people over there? Watch this. Read 16.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 16.
Bring it out.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
He said, cursed shalt thou be in the city. Finish it.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
So Moses said one of the signs that's going to be on the Israelites is they're going to be cursed in the city and cursed in the field. Any city in the world that you go to, if you want to find the ghetto, the prostitution, where the drugs at, where the killings happen at, what race of people do you look for? Do you look for people that look like them, or do you look for people that look like us? Us, right? The blacks and Hispanics, right? We live in the hood right now. Who lives in our hood? The blacks and Hispanics, right? But remember, we're talking about the Israelites. We're trying to figure out who the Israelites are, right? So the ones who live over there, do you go to the hood to find them? Strike 1, right? There's strike 1 on them. We got 1. Give me 32. Watch this.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
He said the sons and daughters shall be given to another people, right? Did that happen to us? Yes, right? When did that happen to the blacks and the Hispanics? You heard of slavery? When we was in slavery, was our sons and daughters given to another race of people? Right. Now, a lot of our people will stop right there. We stop right there. A lot of our people say, well, they get a point because of the Holocaust, right? They got their sons and daughters taken, right? But you got to finish the verse. Watch this. Read.
And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
So that means you're going to sit there, you're going to cry about your children being taken all the day long. But this is the difference between what they went through and what we went through. Read.
And there shall be no might in thine hand.
There shall be no might in thy hand. There ain't nothing we can do about it. When they took our kids, was there anything that we could do about it? All we could do is cry as they sold our kids off, right? What about them at the Holocaust, right? But you remember after the Holocaust, they went after all the Nazis. Every Nazi they got put in prison or put to death. They had might in their hand. But God said when this happens to the Israelites, ain't going to be no might in their hand. But they had might in their hand, right? So that's strike 2 on them, right? Give me 68. Let me show you something else. This is right here how we know for sure that we are those people. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
He said the Lord gonna bring you into Egypt again. You said you knew something about the Bible. When we were in Egypt, what were the Israelites doing in Egypt? Not when the Israelites were in Egypt, what were they doing? You remember Moses had to come and say what? let my people go. Because they were slaves in Egypt, right? They built the pyramids over there in the treasure cities, treasure cities over there, right? So they were slaves. So God has a word. When you think Egypt, you might think the place, but this is what God said Egypt mean according to the Bible. Because you got to read the Bible. God explains himself. Read that.
Exodus 20:2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Out of the house of bondage. So what did God call the land of Egypt? The house of bondage. What does bondage mean? Slavery. Bondage means slavery. So he said, I brought you out of Egypt, out of the house of slavery, right? So now we're going to go back to this Deuteronomy, and let's see what he meant when he said that. Read that.
Deuteronomy 28:68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt.
What did we say Egypt was? What did God say Egypt was? Slavery, right?
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.